Last week, you guys analyzed Obama's speech and his successful use of pathos. This week, we are going to analyze Steve Jobs' commencement speech for Stanford University and how he effectively uses ethos. Now, ethos is appealing to people's ethics. The speaker is convincing his audience that he is a credible source of information. Oftentimes, this person is very experienced in their field of work, or maybe they're a popular celebrity. But the bottom line is that this person is trying to convince the audience that they should listen to him because he is qualified to make his or her claims. Oftentimes, he appeals to the audience's morals or standards, their values, things that they hold important in their lives, or their principles. Sometimes the speaker is trying to convince the audience that he or she is a good or bad person. Some examples of ethos, when you are looking in the text, are provided right here. So in these three examples, each person is saying, hey, I'm qualified and you should listen to me because I have experience. As a doctor, I'm qualified to tell you that this course of treatment will likely generate the best results. Okay, I'm a doctor, you should listen to me. My 3 decades of experience in public service, my tireless commitment to the people of this community, and my willingness to reach across the aisle and cooperate with the opposition makes me the ideal candidate for your mayor. So this guy is running for mayor, and he is trying to convince the people to vote for him because he has had 3 decades of experience. He's always committed. He's always been there for the people of the community, and he's willing to do anything. He's a reliable source of information, and he's qualified to make his claim, or qualified to be the mayor. And finally, if my years as a Marine taught me anything, it's that caution is the best policy in this sort of situation. This person is qualified because they've been a Marine for years. And so listening to this person is probably a good idea because they've experienced whatever is happening. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the speech, which is going to be on the left-hand side, and your graphic organizer that is embedded in your Canvas course. So the title I copy and pasted is right here. The definition of rhetoric. Well, we can copy and paste that as well. So here's our definition of rhetoric, and highlight that. Control copy. Control paste. The type of rhetoric, we are doing ethos. Okay. So we are looking for how Steve Jobs uses ethos. So the first piece of evidence that I thought would be strong, I found starting on line 52. I'm going to highlight this, control copy, and I'm going to put it right here. Don't forget to put your quotation marks after you copy. You can see I'm going to delete this period. I'm going to put my quotation marks in. And the page number, or the line numbers were 52 to 55. Let's see, period. I will copy and paste this again. Okay, so you have to do 2 things in your analysis. First, you have to explain the textual evidence you selected. And then second, you have to explain how this textual evidence shows the successful use of your selected type of rhetoric, which in this case is ethos. So I've already typed up my response. So I'm going to copy and paste it, but then I'm going to show you why I said what I said. If you look at the piece of evidence that I selected, it reads, again, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. If you've read this speech, you know exactly what he's talking about. But if you have not read this speech, this makes absolutely zero sense. So it's important to summarize what he's saying and put it into context for your audience. Because if you don't, they're going to say, what is he talking about? So that's what explain what the textual evidence you selected means. So first, I'm going to do that. In this evidence, Jobs is speaking about how he took the path less traveled. He dropped out of school and took calligraphy classes that sparked his interest. He went on to co-creating the first Mac computer, and one of the features of this computer was its typography, or beautiful lettering it offered. So, that's what he's talking about here. In this first section, I've put this evidence into context. I've explained what he is talking about. The second part is to show how he successfully uses ethos. Now, again, ethos is that he's a credible person, that he is allowed to give this advice to his audience, and that they should believe him. In his speech, Steve Jobs provides the audience, college graduates, the advice of trusting your instincts. Jobs successfully uses ethos in persuading his audience because his success, being the creator of the Mac computer and as a billionaire, shows that he is qualified to make his claim. He is a notable figure that has found success and fame throughout his career. So I found great evidence that shows ethos. I have summarized or put the quote into context. And then I analyzed how this evidence successfully demonstrates the use of ethos, that he is a credible source and his advice is warranted. So go on and continue to do this 2 more times.